hippos' writhings and crocodile leavings, all on a bumpy scene, a river stocked with mad canoes and songs of a toothy mouth, all on a river of unbelieving, bumpy, blue and deep, where none but the brave may brute and slave. This river is asleep. Where without Rawlinson end would madness be? Some calm outlaw collecting his thirst in a hatful of loco water, squinty in a look towards the mountains, and in a cup containing the whole sky. I find no fault in myself in this, only salty reason. Sir Geoffrey smoothed his greying and enormous beard with beautifully manicured and white-gloved fingers. "Rawlinson," he said, "we of the Geographic Society think you are the man."
What, drugs? Huh? I always thought your articles were a bit too inspired.
"We believe there is a tribe, still intact, of Zulus somewhere in the Drakensberg."
Brixton?
"No, Africa. South and up a bit from Johannesburg. We want you to find them. You are the man."
I shall go to Zanzibar, then by dhow to Mombasa, by sea to Durban, and then by veld on foot to the Dragons,
muttered Henry. "Grief, that's a nasty cold," said the President. "Would you like a tissue?" "But it's clear from your experience, avarice, and love of adventure, medallions, and all the rest," said Sir Geoffrey, "that you are the ideal man for the job."
You mean send a man of my experience out into the land of the Bazuzus? I'd rather go to Brixton. Mind you, if it's for the sake of the colours and the honour of the regiment, and a handsome stipend, with fixed bayonet, I would enter the gents at Harrods.
This last seemed to conclude the matter, although Henry's request for a bazooka to bring down the really big sods was turned down on the grounds of diplomacy, but mainly that Uganda now boasted a royal navy. Unfortunately, this navy defended only Uganda and the Ugandan president's refrigerator. Sir Henry, bum to the log fire, Churchilled into a great balloon of brandy.
When I was in Africa, in the 30s, it was a case of mutual respect and plenty of submission. Nowadays, well...
Henry took another great slug, 2 snails, and growled into his balloon.
I'm used to quite decent men in the FO making mistakes in the kennels at Harrods, but there's something quite wrong with me. I should have boiled the water, or the sweets. Oh, the agony. Sometimes a fully fledged man can think only of his mother, damn it.
Henry remembered his mother and preferred not to. She was a woman of great accumulated knowledge and no sagacity, but with a great eruption of intellectual provocation, interfered with only by her unusually large moustache. And these sour, soup-dripping walrus imitations taught Henry much about diplomacy, but nothing about manners and intelligence. Often, of a cold night, he would tuck his infant toes into the corners of his blanket or pillow and pray that he would not be kissed that night. His mother was a childhood embodiment of Yarmouth. He convinced himself, having several times been kissed by this personage, that she was a substitute for the boxing of unpleasant fish, or at best another way of shaving. His first agreement to a good-night kiss was predicated on the idea that this would be a soft business. He was wrong. It was an introduction to Germany. Later, he convinced her that depilation with a car battery was not only economic, but also a way of demonstrating the scientific with the cosmetic in quite the most fruitful assignment. He was not a Christian, save in the department of suitable for Sundays, and concluded that an outfit fit only for eating knickerbocker glories. All the same, he looked well enough, and continued that shaving soap was a kind of icing that graced the Lord's razor, and the manufacturers of bog paper, and his mother's gins. For Florrie, real life began when she went to sleep, and ended abruptly and dreadfully when she awoke. This was not too surprising. Sharing a night with Sir Henry was not quite the restful night of tranquillity. He was a man notorious in his own bedroom. His stentorian farts, shouts, and grumbling in his sleep were most upsetting. Sudden and alarming, he would spring from the sheets to rage horribly against the Hun, the Nips, and Mrs. E's damned chips, and this was scarcely conducive to slumber.
"Take back the Sudetenland, would you? Take that! You..."
Here he would thrash the wardrobe.
"You slit-eyed shit! Burma Railway? It's the bloody unions! Get those filthy, congealing things away from me! Dear God, what kind of saint employs a cook at any baked poultices? Negroes driving London buses? Death and I are old friends, you sod!"
Crocodile tunnels and hippo columns, and the reek of the aloes on the slope, the ranks of the impis and the terrible stabbing spears.
By God's trousers, those bold sods knew how to fart. Thank Christ I was wearing a snorkel. You never know when your lungs are going to give out in Africa.
Henry was a man who equated flowers with surrender and weddings.
The clashing of the shields and the stamp, stamp, stamp of their damned wagger feet. Frightening in a way. Not to a white man, but all the same. Never wear socks, you know, dirty buggers. Polyurethane their feet, a lot of them. ICI has a lot to pay for, in my opinion, including the loss of the empire. But I'll come to that. Mark you, the development of gloss paint didn't deter me from identifying and knowing every one of my men at any time of day or night. And I do believe the heathens appreciated that kind of gesture. Ah, yes. Those people really like the personal touch. I'll give you an example. I never travelled anywhere in the dark incontinent without a ruddy great tin of gloss white. This might appear insensitive for a man of my obvious humility, but you see, some of those poor buggers had names completely beyond English pronunciation, and so, to their cheery delight, I numbered the sods. In short, the personal touch. Back and front, back and chest. And to make it even more human and individual, I painted the last 27 of my bearers with the letters of our alphabet. A, B, C, D, and so on. The last man, you'd ask me that, was a question mark. My God, the whole of South Africa, the whole bloody red world was a part of the empire until we got soft and understanding. Damn it! Give a workman an opinion, and you might as well give him a rifle. That's what I reckon. A lot of odd bods out there who don't understand democracy. You have to beat it into them. I can remember when any map of the world was read, well, practically, and those bits that weren't, I damn well coloured in myself. Ah, me. Always the optimist, the great romantic fool. Ah, balls, said Scrotum. Niggers don't know about billiards. Keen on billiards? Burped Sir Henry. Ye gods! Those men chalk their fingers before picking in noses.
Tread, dead, the heavy water, quick, slow, quick, the sucking sand, eat stones for breakfast and forget the promised land.
Rounded the Cape, and the ship put in at East London, where, thank Jesu, I was able to buy, at inflatable prices, another couple of crates of medicinal gin. Horrible stuff made in England, or Angleterre, as we say in Polish. Not many Jews about. Noticed that in a passing hallucination. Tell me, I was hoping to get a pair of emergency camouflage trousers knocked up.
I can knock up your trousers, Bwana, said Ubura.
Great guns, you're not one of those, are you? Not surprised the population is dropping.
In the bush, I dropped a lot.
What?
Is much more comfortable, sir, and damn hot. Yebo and lordy lord, tipple tib and the sound of guns, said Ubura.
Never heard of a mackerel pie and not a drop of rum in the mansion? How the deuce you Johnnies clean your teeth, I don't know. Sell your women to the Sheik of Araby? My God, makes me sick to the craw. And for how much?
10 quid a limbas. Big knockers making it around 15.
Mmm.
Mused Henry.
1,000 red bath salts, do you think? Revolting and effeminate. Mind you, women don't seem to do a lot, just the cooking and cleaning up the beastly messes you buggers leave in the hut. How many bath salts did you say?
Henry thought of Florrie.
And what for a white woman of impeccable virtue and virginity, I assure you.
Many bath salts, Bwana.
Don't be cheeky with me, you darkened and cheapskate sod. I know how many bath salts make 5.
Henry took a giant swig of imported paraffino.
And, if essential, I'll climb the big root, shoot the ogre, and bring back the princess that lays the golden eggs. A couple of cans of baked beans and a tin of tuna. Don't you worry, I know my Bible. Also, 2 dozen farm fresh. Funny thing about ogres, always seem to be out of bacon. Makes sense, I suppose. Most giants are Jews or Muslims. Typical.
But a whole lot of the giants being the vegetarians, boss, whispered Bora.
What? Turnips? Sprouts? Soya sausages, you clod?
No, sir. Tuan, Sahib, Bas, Bwana, not the rest of the ridiculous titles what you washed out people want to hear. Many of my family eating exclusively the men what land out of the sky. All little green buggers, sir, with big ears and talking about the bars of Mars. With a pinch of oregano and a bit of paprika. Well, growled Henry. Well, the rest of the world don't want to know, especially the Western powers.
Do you refer, you damned savage, to the Boer War?
No, boss, that was the most boring war what I was ever the unwilling victim in. All was regular, sir, and sergeant, shooting and so on, just shooting and shitting the family up the proverbial creep. No paddles, but some damn good uniforms.
There is justice in this world,
said Henry, strangely, wistfully.
Democracy, decency, kindness, and the occasional necessary merciful killing. I represent that very kind of kindness.
The what? Gasped Bora, with understandable incredulity.
The kind of... I take it you didn't like the beads and calico.
Mister, in my country, you am, is, and are the what? Ubura rushed into Henry's tent. Boss, Simba, outside, boss.
What, you dusky-hided swine?
Henry rose in a red rage. Is Simba so quick? The big gun, Sahib.
A Sambo? I've got eyes in my ruddy head.
Grouched Henry, rubbing his face violently to find one. He did, and screwed his monocle into it. Now able to see a little, his rage doubled.
Damn right. You pass it to me, that gun, immediatement, and I'll shoot you on the sodding spot. Now get out of my private quarters, goddammit. I get approximately 2 erections a year, and some blasted jungle bunny waltzes in to tell me he's a Sambo.
Henry glowered through the flap of his tent.
What the hell do you think's holding my bloody tent up? My bloody central pole, that's what. Now piss off.
The lion scraped one paw easily through the canvas of the now sleeping Henry's tent. And at that instant, Henry let off a trouser cough of huge mackerel pie, an immense Billingsgate. But he awoke.
By St. Hernia's sacred hankies, I know I'm attracted to women, but a man must have his rest.
Henry rolled over and released another bum thump of such nauseous disgust that Simba the lion reeled from his meal, gagged in the guy ropes, and staggered vomiting into the forest. Grunted Henry.
Never did like women who paint their nails. Knew a ship's purser once who filed his teeth and dyed his eyebrows. 3 pink gins and he got the 2 mixed up. Horrible.
Henry Rawlinson lay on his back and went straight, well, almost,
I always sleep tight.
to sleep.
Apartheid and prejudice come before a fall. But patronage is even worse. You're walking towards that wall. For the foreign bricks of hostility thrown at you all the way. How then can you face the night, looking at the day? I'm going black. I'm going black. How the hell am I gonna get soaked?